All right, so we're back with a little bit of mistletoe, Christmas music, getting us in the mood to do some summary statistics and histograms. All right, so here we have our summary statistics. Those are nice. All right, I'm going to erase them because they're not nice enough for me. We'll keep them actually for comparison. So I want to create a histogram of wage. I want to see what does the distribution of wage look like. Now, if I were to go to the very top and I were to filter, I can look at wage and see kind of what the range is, but that doesn't tell me how many observations I have in each one of those bins. So what I'm going to do is go to data and go to data analysis. If you don't have this, you need to add it in the same way we did solver. And now I'm going to go to histogram and click OK. So the first thing a histogram is going to do is give us an input range. What is the variable that we want to draw a histogram of? So I want to do wage. So I'll do Shift Control down. All right. Now I don't actually have to. Rather, so I'm going to do, when I do input range, I want to start with the wage variable and do Shift Control down, and then I want to click labels. So the reason I want A1 cell to be included is because I want to have a label with wages. All right. Now the bin range, I can declare that, but Excel will give us a default if not. So I click OK, and it creates a whole new worksheet. What this worksheet does is it gives us bins and puts individuals within those bins. So this bin, individuals who make 53 cents or less, there's one observation. Individuals who make between 53 cents and $1.64, there's 4. And so we have all these different bins. So what I can do is I can highlight those, insert, and do a bar graph, and that will then tell me, I can say here, call this a histogram of wages, and there we get that. Now this looks really kind of ugly, so we might want to go to these bins and change. I can do it quickly here and just make them 2 decimal places so it's a little easier to read, but that's what the data looks like. Okay, but to me these bins seem very arbitrary, like $1 or $6.09, $7.20. I mean, there's really no rhyme or reason. It's just this is the way, the default that Excel uses to try to make sure there's people in different bins. So I want to actually create my own bins. So to do that, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to call this bins, and I want my bins to be in 25-cent increments. All right, starting with about let's start about 250. Okay, the next bin I want to be 275, and now that I have that, I can just bring these down. Actually, let's do these 50-cent increments. So let's go 250, $3, and now they're 50-cent increments. I can just drag this down and go to 12. Okay, now that I have these bins, I can go back to my data, analysis, histogram. It's going to have what I did last. So my input range is still the same. Now I'm going to do my bin range, and I'm going to highlight these ones right here. All right, I click OK, and now it's created these bins for me. Oops, hold on. So I clicked labels and I highlighted the wrong one. So we're going to erase this. This is a mistake because see, 2.5, I actually want that to be an observation. So I'm going to delete that. Sounds good to me. And when I go back to data analysis, because I clicked labels, my first bin for here needs to be hist bin. All right, I click OK, and now here's my bins. All right, so now I have 50-cent increments. So I can highlight these. I can insert a chart. And now this might look a little better. It gives me a little more fine-tuned. Before, oh look, it looks like this, but now there's some variation within these that this is able to pick up. All right, so you see a lot of people make around here, but you see another spike right here come down. And there's a lot of people, we talked about the skewness, there's a lot of people who make more than $12 an hour. And that's evident when we look at our mean being greater than our median, means that the data is skewed right. We have more of these observations off to the right tail. So that's how we create a histogram. So I can gussy this up a little. Histogram, oh, it's English, so I'll have an H in there, of wages. Okay, it's not true. There should be no H in there. And now I can present this data in a little better way. So that's how we create histograms.